Hello, I am your creative writing professor. Hello, I am indeed your creative writing professor. My name is Leif Erikson. Now, I wanted to start off by letting you know right away where I'm coming from and say that my design of and teaching of the course are both aimed at people who either A, want to try creative writing, not sure if they can do it, but they want to give it a shot, and also people who already write, consider themselves creative writers, and want to be better. That is how I designed the course, and that's who I aim it at. That is at whom I aim it. Oh no, it's not a formal writing class. We don't have to worry about stuff like that. I teach a lot of classes in formal academic writing. That's English 101, which is great. I love teaching that too, but my heart is creative writing and seeing people flourish as creative writers, or at least give it a shot and try it. So what that means is I welcome you where you are and will not grade you based on how talented a writer you are. You know, I hate it when you take like an intro to painting class and the professor gives you a C or whatever because they don't agree with your style of painting, or they don't think you're good enough. And it's like, I don't know, if we were in a Master of Fine Arts program for creative writing, then we would have to focus more on where your talent lies, and if you had enough talent to impress certain people and things like that. That's not why we're here today. There's this myth that has developed in college in general that the whole purpose of college is to show the professor what you already know, which is cool. If you already know some stuff, welcome. But if you're clueless about creative writing and you're like, I'm not sure I can even do this, welcome. If you don't care at all about creative writing, you are welcome too, I suppose. I mean, you could probably BS your way through this course because it's not a heavily academic course. And as long as you don't cheat, you can probably get an A that way by BSing your way through the course and not really doing any of the work, or well, you have to do the work, but not really putting your effort into the readings and sort of skimming or just answering questions without reading. You can do all of that probably, but congratulations, I guess. Is that why you're in college? To do as little as possible, to learn as little as possible? I hope not. Maybe you're just taking it for an elective. I get that. But at the same time, you're here and you have a professor who just wants you to try. So in this course, if you do the work that I give you, which is mostly, I think, kind of fun, and you don't cheat, you're probably going to get an A in the course. So, if you're really nervous about writing, know that I'm not here to fail you and to be like a vulture over you, like, you must write and I will pick it. But also, if you don't care about creative writing, I mean, I welcome you too. Maybe I can convince you. So I want you to bring who you are, what you have. I want you to bring that to the table, to use a cliche, and let's just see where we go in the class. Now, some things about the class that you should note. Number one, I write to you a lot on Blackboard. I like communicating. I like being thorough. And it's a creative writing class, so if I'm writing to you and I feel the creativity coming on, I will be creative in my writing to you. However, I'm not doing it to waste your time, and I do edit heavily to make sure I cut out anything that isn't needed or relevant or impactful. So I'm never being indulgent and wasting your time with the writing, but I do write a lot of things to you on Blackboard. And if you really want to get the most out of this class, read the stuff. I know that life is busy and you have other classes. I get that. But remember, this is not a workload that is burdensome in terms of being extremely difficult, like memorizing things and recalling things for a test. There's none of that in here. So this is more about just, if you come to this class open-minded and trying, that is the best way to succeed in this class. And knowing that your professor thinks in a class like creative writing, even failures are very valuable. So that means in this class, if you do the work, and it's your work, you don't cheat, you don't have someone else do it or whatever, but if you do the work and you don't do it well, let's say you try an exercise we do, a writing exercise, and you bomb it, or you try one of the major essays and you're like, I really feel like this is a turd I'm handing you. Hey, I've been there. But you know what? If you did the work and you submitted it, I want to give you an A for that. I want you to try. That's my thing. I just want you to try and be open-minded. And if you can do those things, I think you're going to do well in the course. Even if you don't have a lot of what you might consider successful completed writing. I hope you do. That's the idea also for those of you who can or want to. But for those of you who are like, I don't even know if I can do this, if you jump in and try it and go creative writing, I'm never going to be good at that. After the experience, you're like, I'm still not going to be good at this. That's okay. If I took a math class open-minded, I might come away from it thinking I still can't, I'm still not interested in math. I get that. I really do. But I do want to invite you to come along and try it out. You never know. Life is funny. You never know what you're going to get interested in and what you might be good at that you've never really given much of a thought to. Maybe that'll happen to you in this class. Either way, all are welcome. Now, to finish up, here are some tips in general. First of all, in any online class, check Blackboard every day. And that's true of this class too. Because what happens is, in an online class, it's too easy to drift. Especially when you have somebody like me, it's like, I'm not going to stay on your case. I'm not a policeman, I'm not going to be in there in your face about it. So there's nobody, I'll give announcements and encouragements, I'll stay in touch with you, but I'm not going to be hounding you about your work and staying caught up, which means it's easy to get behind because you forget, you sort of one day go, oh, I haven't even thought about that class in a few days. You panic, you run over to Blackboard. That's not a good relationship with the class. That's stressful. You'll miss things. You'll become so disengaged that you find yourself getting behind. I've seen it happen. So check Blackboard every day. Just set it as part of your schedule. Make it routine, and so you don't have to think about it. And that way the class is less likely to recede from your notice. Also, I would, if I were you, go ahead and put all of your deadlines in your calendar with alerts set on them. It might take you a few minutes to do that, but if you use Google Calendars or if you write it down, whatever it is, if you got alerts, if you do all of that, go ahead and put those deadlines in. Then it's a way of being organized. It's a way of setting yourself up for success in the class and feeling more connected to what's happening. And all the deadlines are laid out on Blackboard. Now, there may come some deadlines later in the semester. Maybe I'll add a discussion board or something, small things. It'll always be small assignments. There'll never be any major assignments added this semester. Small things like discussion boards or maybe a quiz or something, a discussion quiz like we talked about. But if there are other deadlines throughout the semester, they'll be small and you'll be given plenty of warning. So all the major stuff, and really most, if not all the small stuff, is already on the schedule. So love yourself, be kind to your future self, and go in your calendar and go ahead and put all the deadlines in there. And stay in touch with me. I like staying in touch with my students. I like hearing from you. A lot of students like to start their emails with "sorry to bother you," but you're not. You're not bothering me. I even like the text thing. You can text me anytime because I don't keep the sound on my phone. I recommend that, by the way. I have text notifications, but no sound, but they come up on my screen, and like one or two other things, and that's it. I don't have Facebook notifications. I don't have email notifications. I can't. It's too much. My ADHD is like off the charts sometimes, so I can't be doing that. So you tell the robot when you want to access it instead of it telling you to come. You know what I'm saying? So that's a piece of advice in general. But you can text me anytime, day or night, because it won't bother me. But when I see it, I'll respond to it. Always contact me, and I'm happy to help or just chat, talk about writing, give you reading recommendations that aren't on Blackboard. I love those kind of conversations with my students. And if you have problems, I love helping you solve those and figure them out. So stay in touch with me. Thank you all. I'm glad you're here. I'm very excited. Let me know if you have questions or concerns, and happy writing.